right, everyone, welcome back. We are live once again after conquering our own labyrinth, if that's even something we could do. Thanks for sticking around. If you're still with us here in the stream, we are going to do a little bit of more of a stream. We'll just talk about Wurm. We're going to pack up and essentially go back home while talking about
say
Wurm.
goodbye to the Labyrinth. I mean, we've been at this labyrinth for I don't know how long now. How long has it been? Insane amount of time. I've sort of been back and forth and been going here and there, but
I haven't really left in a long time.
you definitely haven't left in a long time.
It's been a crazy journey. It's been a good journey. But I think I've got a spit adieu to the Williams household. And let it just become part of Wurm.
Yeah.
There you go.
One thing we love about this game is how you can just a normal player can leave their mark on this world, and others can come and visit that mark and marvel at whatever it is that they did. And we've always strived to build things that would inspire others and make people think, wow, that was just a great place or a great design, very unique. And this labyrinth is our latest concoction of that sort of desire to leave our mark on this game. Are you feeling sad at all?
I am
that it's over?
feeling a little bit sad. I definitely am.
There's always that feeling at the end of every big project that leaves you, unsure of what's going to happen next. And
yeah, we're saying goodbye.
We'll come back and visit, I'm sure.
Goodbye, Labyrinth. I know that you wanted me to change the chat. Let me do that.
Right. I'm looking at our stream. Still does say starting soon. Or am I looking at that wrong?
You're looking at it wrong.
Huh.
There you go. Hello, everybody. You guys can see us. I'm trying to figure out a way to switch the chat box.
If you guys can see us and watching the stream, if you could just let us know in the chat, that would be helpful. Because to me...
They did let us know in the chat.
Did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's something going on my side then, because I'm watching our stream and I still see the starting soon screen.
I didn't even have a starting soon screen.
Okay. Oh, you know what it is. I see what's happening.
You're watching our previous video, maybe.
Yeah, I'm watching our previous video. But that doesn't make sense because... Oh, there's the button. Got it.
That's funny.
That's just me being an idiot. All right. So we had discussed before that after doing the whole labyrinth walkthrough, the next thing to do is go back home. And we're just going to journey home and discuss a few things that have been on our minds. As we mentioned before, there's been so much going on in Wurm since the last time that we were streaming. and there's so much to catch up on.
PSN Green Scorpion. Maybe you are watching a previous video. And we're just mentioning you randomly in this video. While I search for another... I can't change our chat box.
Can you just make it bigger at all? Like, is there a way to make the font larger?
Yeah, maybe. Let's try that. Let's try to play around with that.
I don't mind the font. It's just that it's really tiny.
Let's see. Let's see. Font size. Bigger? Did that just delete everything in there?
Yeah. I am going to make a test.
How's that?
There we go. Perfect. There we go. Now I can read it.
I wish I could get rid of the top and bottom bars.
I actually don't mind those top and bottom bars. They're not too intrusive.
Okay, then I will.
But maybe
stop.
they're part of the theme that you have.
They are part of the theme, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really see a way to get rid of them. That's for sure.
All right. Let's head on a journey. We are close to Vrox. And we're going to take a journey back to our factional fight village. It's quite a long journey.
The route.
We can set the route, yes.
Factional fight
That is true.
village. Unable to find. Is it just called Factional Fight Village? How do I... It's been so long, I don't even know.
Just factional fight village. I even think factional fight is one word.
All right. No, 2 words.
Is it one word or is 2 words? Okay. Factional fight village.
2,625 tiles away. Ooh, I hear the bell. Somebody's made it.
Nice.
Goodbye, bell. First thing I gotta do is make myself one of those little tiny bells.
You know what? One thing I keep forgetting to do, and Retro keeps banging me over the head about it, is announcing our streams in the official Discord, the Wurm Discord.
You never seem to announce all that stuff, huh?
I was announcing it in the game, and I made a forum post, and I did announce that we were going to start streaming in the Discord. Just never got around to doing it at the moment that we started the stream.
I see.
So I will do it now.
All right, so you have everything?
And got everything ready. Okay, I'm ready. You ready? You're going to go significantly faster than I am, I'm sure. Because as it is... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch off one of these horses.
There it is.
One of these horses does not have good gear. Gotta figure out which one it is.
Do I have any... What do I have on me? Let's see. Too much stuff, but not what I need. All right.
All right. Here we go. As we mentioned, this is going to be more of an unofficial stream. We'll post this one to YouTube because we'll probably be discussing a few things that are interesting. Although, you know, I've been thinking of how Twitch saves our videos. It's kind of amazing. It's going to be a game changer for the way that we record our videos, because what happens is when we stop the stream, the video is already there, like ready to watch within a minute of stopping the stream. Mm-hmm. And so one thing that you can do is highlight specific sections of that video, like right away, and it'll, it takes time to process it, but it'll basically create a little clip, however long you want.
Are you
So
able to
one thing I
just
was thinking,
clip away the intros?
yeah, the way, you would just highlight everything but the intro. So I was thinking of doing that for our previous one and reposting it to YouTube because of how easy it is.
Yeah.
So one thing that I could do is pick apart our videos. So get rid of all the boring stuff where we're just sort of like mucking about,
Like
not really talking.
journeying to our village or something and not really saying anything. That
Yeah,
part
or
of the
when
video?
you're like, that part of the video, or when you're like messing around with the chat box or whatever, and we're just
That
sort of
did
being
happen.
silent. I can just take a piece and just clip it and, save that part to YouTube. Or let's say we're talking about one topic, for example, and then we switch to a different topic completely. I can just clip that one topic, maybe make a 20-minute video out of that one topic, and post that to YouTube.
Well, you
It'll
know
make
me
it
in
for
shorter videos.
Yeah, you love the shorter videos, so rewatching will be a little bit easier. We won't have these massive 3-hour long streams that some people might like those 3-hour long streams. But for some people who want to just, watch a 20-minute video on, let's say, our opinion about what the new UI should look like, for example, then, I'll make a video that looks just like that. And the way that Twitch I can't overstate this enough. It's so leaps and bounds better than the way it used to be, that we would save it to our computer and then we would upload it. It would take, hours to upload to YouTube. And then it would take another few hours for it to process. By the time that it was up on YouTube, it would be like the next day.
Yeah, it did take quite a long time. Yeah, it was pretty
And
bad.
then we'd realize we uploaded it incorrectly, and then we'd have to do the whole process over again. It was ridiculous.
That did happen a bunch of times.
A bunch of times. Almost seemed like it happened more than it didn't.
All right.
I'm still leading a horse, right? Okay, good.
You are. Yes, you are. Today, you were saying that you and your son was going through the labyrinth.
Yes.
And then you finished going through the labyrinth. And that made him excited to try the actual game out.
Yes.
How did that go?
That was kind of interesting. He's
7-year-old boy.
Yeah. He's 7 years old. He is a Minecraft junkie. So he's played Minecraft a ton. Both on iPad and on computer. And he's definitely gotten to the point where he's probably done everything he wants to do in Minecraft for now anyway. And he's, I showed him Terraria. He's knee deep into that now. But he's really been interested in Wurm for a long time now because he sees me play it all the time. And I keep telling him, it's a really hard game to learn, lots of things. But after going through the labyrinth, he sort of got confidence. Like, maybe now I can figure out the game. So I made him a starter character, a free account.
Yeah.
And he spawned into the tutorial area.
How did he like?
And
so, what did you make him go through the tutorial, or did you make him skip the tutorial?
Well, I gave him the option. I told him this way. If you go this way, you go into the tutorial area. It'll teach you about it. And if you go this way, you'll go to that portal that's over there, and you go right into the game. And he felt like he wanted to go through the tutorial because
To learn the
he
game.
wanted to learn about the game. He wanted to figure out something naturally. So he goes into the tutorial, and he's really good at reading. Like, for a 7-year-old, he can read really well. So he's reading through these text boxes and things popping up, and he probably got to about 4 or 5 of these text boxes before he said, "So when do I do something? Like these boxes are telling me stuff, but I can't actually do anything here. Why can't I do anything here?" He's like trying to interact with, the environment, and he wants to make stuff and dig stuff. He's like, "This sign tells me how to dig, but I can't dig here." He's trying to follow the instructions, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's really good at that sort of thing. Like if you tell him the instructions and then give him the opportunity to do it, he'll do it and follow the instructions, and then from there on he'll know how to do it. But he was getting a little bit like he got to the point maybe after 4 or 5 of these text boxes. He said to me, I'm just going to go through the portal now, because all he wanted to do was do stuff. He wanted to figure it out himself.
Did you ask him how he liked it?
Yeah, actually I did. I asked him afterwards because he was hesitant to say anything about. And I asked him, "So what did you think of the tutorial?" Because I really wanted to know what his opinion was of it. And he was a little bit shy about it. He just sort of was like, I don't know. Kept saying, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Well, it's okay if you didn't like the tutorial, it's okay if you didn't like it. I'm curious to know why you didn't like it." And he's like, "Yeah, I didn't like it because I didn't get to do anything." And he said he felt like a tutorial should be more about doing, being told what to do and then being able to do it, rather than the way it is currently, which is just telling you what to do.
Well, there you go. You heard it from Adam's son. The Wurm tutorial desperately needs an overhaul where you actually do stuff.
Now, I really loved it wasn't the original tutorial, but it was the tutorial that I originally went through back in 2012. And granted, it was a little bit lengthy, but you made a mallet, you chopped down trees, made a campfire, you had a bunch of stuff that you had to do. And there was a mixture between, signs and boxes telling you what's going on and doing stuff.
And I did not like that tutorial as much as you did. So,
yeah,
like you did a whole lot of stuff in that tutorial, right? You just what you said. You build a mallet, which means you had to chop down trees. You had to build a campfire. I think at some point they make you do, and then they make you go into the mine, and then they mine, and then you see like tar, and they make you go through tar, and they make you climb, and then they make you like all this stuff. They show you different buildings, but there was no context around any of that other than them saying, "Oh, you look at all this stuff you can do." That was it. It was like, "Oh, you can do this and you can do that. Look, you can do this in Wurm and that in Wurm, and now you try it. Oh, now that you've tried it, here's the game. Goodbye."
At the same time, though, they had, little houses built and little, they were decorated, and it gave you the sense that you had the freedom to make these things on your own, right? Like some of the signs indicated that you could do this stuff. You can make your own house, and you can build this fence or that fence, and which I think at least for me was enough to get me interested and excited about getting into the game and doing it all on my own.
Imagine you can put context to all of that made it seem like what you're doing mattered as a tutorial. Wouldn't you like that better? You get all of that stuff, but you get all that stuff naturally. Like, instead of going, "Oh, look, this is some black stuff on the ground. Look how you're moving slow." Imagine you had to go out to chop something down or to mine something, and then on the way you had to go through tar just because it was there and it was the only way to get through. Like, that would make more sense to me. Imagine you had all of these tasks. So like you were part of a village, and the village needed stuff to be done, repairing stuff, building stuff, creating stuff, like whatever the village needed for whatever reason you want to give. Like in this game, that's basically what happens. You enter a village and you better yourself, or you do stuff for it. And that's what teaches you the game. I can't see how that would be a bad tutorial for Wurm. I can only see benefits from it.
True. Yeah. I agree. I agree that if there was a tutorial where you were doing things that you would normally be doing for your own village, that would be not a bad tutorial. Now I do know that the devs want to wait on a tutorial until the new UI comes out.
Oh, for sure.
Totally
but
understand.
Shouldn't they be doing both at roughly the same time?
Hey, here's some people from our alliance.
Tandem.
Gonna ask if they're heading to the labyrinth.
Why would you just assume everyone's just heading towards our labyrinth? This is a big place.
I do know that.
You know what? Just because you're doing that,
talking.
I'm gonna say, hi guys. Are you?
I know a bunch of people in our alliance are talking about going up to the labyrinth. That's why Kilroth and Karina showed up.
Where's a map here? All right. Oh, they are going to our labyrinth. I'm still gonna say this.
All right. Not far at all. Wish us luck. We'll probably get totally lost. That's the whole point of it.
I'll say, I think you have to go up, then down, then back up, and down again, then left, right, left, another right.
BA select start.
Exactly.
I should set my route here because I haven't. Factional fight village.
Yeah, I have it there still set.
Yeah.
Oh, already out of range. That was quick. That was a quick 80 tiles.
I am interested to see.
Here you go. How much does it cost if you pay for a Wurm account? You would know this more than I. I believe it's still €8 a month. Is that right? And with that, what do you get? You get the premium account for the month, plus sleep powders and yellow potions. Is that the two things that you get?
You don't get yellow potions right away.
Oh.
Well, okay, so let's say you're a brand new character. You just created a brand new account. And you can play for free for a while until all your skills are 20. And then if you want to get premium, which will allow you to get your skills higher than 20, you have to pay for 2 months at a time. There's no... Oh, wait, that's not true. Okay, one option is to pay for 2 months at a time. And if you do that option, it's €16 for 2 months. So €8 each month. I think there is an option to do 1 month plus you get a couple silver or something like that with that purchase. But I think that's 10 euros. Like you have to pay 10 euros up front and you get 1 month plus 2 silver or something, or 1 silver or something like that. If it's your very first time getting premium, you'll get a couple extra bonus things. So, and this is only if you pay for it in the shop with the euro. You'll get, I think you get 2 silver in your bank.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get 2 sleep powders right away, which each sell for 1 silver. And then you'll also get a referral,
Which you can use for, what, 20 extra premium days?
Yeah,
Something
you
else?
can.
Or,
I don't think you can do that to yourself. I don't think you can refer yourself.
oh, that's
can
right, you
you?
can't refer yourself. You can give it away, or you can sell it for, how much do they go these days? For a silver, for like a whole
Yeah,
bunch of
six,
silver. Six.
6 or 7. It's like somewhere in there. 6.5 silver, maybe. I saw somebody on a stream get a referral, and they took the 3 silver, which is a weird choice. So there's 2 options when you get referred. So if somebody gives you a referral, you have the option of getting 20 days premium time, or the other option is get 3 silver. But the 20-day premium time is worth way more than 3 silver.
That's what you think.
Well, if you were to
that
buy
person
more
that took
premium
the
time.
3 silver.
Well, okay, I can see a reason why you would take the 3 silver. One reason would be if you're not intending to play.
That is one
very
big
long.
crocodile.
Is it chasing me?
It was, but it stopped. It's a slow crocodile, so it's not very quick. It's
That's
not like
something
those
else I
alert
wanted to talk
crocodiles.
about. We're like all on so many different topics, but one thing is I've noticed a lot of these traded, not traded, but these mobs that have the alert or the slow or the whatever
Yeah.
conditions.
A lot more than there used to be for a while.
A lot more. A lot more
Yeah.
than they used to.
It's
Like when
they
we first
disappeared.
started, they were everywhere. But they disappeared for a long time.
Personally, I would love to see them kind of enhance the colors a little more.
Yeah, they did change the colors a little bit with the shaders.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a hue change, but you know, they could go a little further.
I do
Yeah,
agree
you know,
that they should go a little further. Yeah. I guess they
turn
don't
it
want
into
those
a fantasy world.
I guess they don't want those like bright red crocodiles running around.
That would be
They
awesome.
used to. But if they had like, a little bit
Look
more,
at this
that wouldn't be
hellhound.
so bad.
Thinking that it's gonna get to you, which it has already. Where is it?
Now, I have heard of a lot of people complain about the cost of Wurm, about how it's a lot more than, let's say, a AAA game. And I guess it depends. You could spend a lot more money if you wanted to play that way. And that's just the nature of this game, because there's not many games that have an economy that's very much like this game, where the money holds some real value, and that one of the only ways to get money into the game, into the world, is through the shop. So you have to buy that money from the shop in the first place. And I don't think a lot of people, we've said it before, but I don't know if a lot of people know this still. And that's even the money that you get from foraging, or those, the rare coins that you forage up.
Yeah.
All of that money is just recycled money, in the sense that that money had come into the game, it got, spent on deed upkeep or something like that, and it, exited the game through a sink of some kind. A certain percentage of that money comes back through the foraging and randomly getting those rare coins by killing things. A couple other ways of getting them. And then some of that money also goes on to traders. I think there's separate pools, but all that seems to be recycled money of some kind. And I know that
true.
I'm sure that there's some tweaking of it on the back
More
end.
than what we know now that it's been, I don't know how many years since we really looked into it.
Yeah, we don't know that, we're not experts on it, so we don't know the exact details of everything of how it works, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting system. So if let's say you wanted to have a deed of your own, you need to buy that deed with silver. And that silver, you can only really get it through either buying it from the store, buying it from other people, or scrounging up through foraging and botanizing or killing things. Or you could make items that sell to other players and get into the economy. So there are a lot of people who claim that they're able to play this game for free. What did I do here? I am no longer on a highway.
Go straight. Isn't that you?
Oh, I'm just lagging. Okay, so there's people who are able to play this game for free, and there are ways to go about that.
Who is that? Gathalus? Gathalus.
Ah.
Hey guys, wow, the game looks so different than the first time we played. It does, doesn't it? And for people that don't know, that is our cousin. Real life cousin, not those pretend cousins.
Right. And Gath started this game with us. The very first time I logged in, it was with Gath and Brian. And the game looks a lot different now. Back then, this was...
Look at the horse. It's moving properly.
Yeah. And we now can sit on the horse.
Look at that go, yeah.
And just recently, they added normal mapping to all the ground textures and all the building textures and walls and stuff. So now it looks like a little bit bumpy.
Yeah, the lighting just recently got a lot better. There's too much. There's too much to list.
Yeah.
What has changed? There's a highway system here. So what does that mean? We punched in where we want to go. So we want to go to the factional fight village, and it basically points us in the right direction.
And I know that does seem like it does take away from the exploration, but I think it adds to the exploration a little bit. I mean, you can still go off into wilderness and get lost, and if you're not, like, the highway system is very limited in its scope because it requires players to connect themselves to the highway system.
Which bridge are you talking about there? We might have passed it, but we did go over a bridge at some point. Maybe was it the one that was like on the huge mountain?
The Glass Hollow Highway Bridge?
The Glass Hollow Highway Bridge, yeah.
Yeah, that bridge saves us so much time in terms of coming through here.
No, the Murder Bridge. Oh, I'm glad I didn't go over that one.
Okay, the Murder Bridge is coming up. That is... Meanwhile, are you in our alliance? The HFAT Alliance? I think you might be. Yes, Kilroth. Kilroth led the Murder Bridge project. This was just before I joined your guys' alliance. And I helped out a little bit with a...
I haven't seen one of these guys in so long.
Look
at those old wildcats.
The wildcats, yeah.
It's so cute. As I kill it. And let's chop off its head.
I can believe that Dinant died 3 times doing that bridge. That bridge is long. It basically brings you up a mountain. Yeah, I think without that bridge, I don't think we could make it. At least we would have to do some climbing. without that bridge.
Yeah. It is so much better on Xanadu now with the highway system and all the bridges and the way it's interconnected than the way we used to go from the Labyrinth to our factional fight village.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's Linton? Has anybody been to Linton recently? That's another one of our projects that we haven't been to in a while.
I did stop by Linton, actually, not too long ago, because I
Of
have.
course.
There was a time, like right after we returned,
Hmm?
or maybe it was right before we returned. I took a trip back to, set things up at my at our deed there, and I stopped by Linton because I have a merchant there. I restocked him, got the money from him, and it looks just as we left it, almost exactly.
Nice.
Couple of changes, but it looks really nice.
There's the murder bridge.
This is Murder Bridge, yes.
Look at
What's
that.
interesting, I can hear the wind. Once you get up to the top here, you hear the wind blowing.
Gets to that height, right?
Gets to that height. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm definitely hearing it.
But from what I've heard, Linton is not that populated. I don't think it's a very popular place. And I never intended this, but I fear that because I built it up so grandiose that people don't want to settle near it.
What?
I could be wrong, but I don't know. But you know how people love the feeling of, unclaimed land or unnatural land. They want to
Yeah.
strike out into wilderness and go find that plot of land that's never been touched before and make it their own.
Maybe it was just. So, what was the first thing that we wanted to do? We wanted to go out and find some land near water.
Right.
And
Near
then
water.
you go out to the water, and there's no land to take.
Right.
Right?
Because
That's what used to
everybody's already
happen.
deeded there.
So
Yeah.
the next thing you do is you go inland and you deed, in a safe spot or something. Xanadu doesn't have that problem.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe people just don't come back.
it doesn't. It doesn't. One gripe that I have with Xanadu is that a lot of the like water coastal area, a lot of it is not suitable for a deed. Like there are so many mountains that lead into the water, rock faces and such, and then there are areas that are nice, but they're all kind of taken. So if you want to settle near the water and you want unclaimed land, it's gonna be steep. If you know what I
You'll
mean.
have to. You're gonna just have to terraform it yourself. That's all.
Yeah, you're gonna have to terraform that, and that's what I did at Winter's Night when we first got here, and I sort of sailed around the coast. I don't know how long, must have been hours, and finally settled on that one spot, knowing full well that it was going to be hard, like just a terraforming project that was not easy, but that was kind of the thing I was looking for. But I noticed at that time there was no anywhere that was gently sloping towards the water. All of that was taken and terraformed already.
And good evening, Stardog. 765.
Yes, we are still streaming.
We are still streaming.
We're streaming again.
Yeah. We have officially left our Labyrinth project. In good hands, I might add.
Yes.
The Puzzle King is a good landlord.
And it is still open for all to go and visit and try to beat the Labyrinth. Off topic. This is exactly we love off topic.
Is there a way to get a new tent easily? Yeah, I think so. You just build one.
Yeah. I mean, easily in the sense that you need cotton and I think some rope.
548. I'm not sure how hard it is, but I can't see it being that hard to make.
Let's see.
I mean, it's Wurm. You just... Let's see. Crafting?
It's the Explorer tent, if I'm not mistaken.
Explorer tent. Or military tent. Don't they do the same thing?
Do they?
Remember. A shaft. A square piece of cloth. A cordage rope. Another shaft. 6 cordage rope. 8 shafts.
Yeah.
8 more small square pieces of cloth. And 6 pegs.
So
And
the hardest
then
part
you
there,
are,
I think, is
good to
maybe the
go.
cordage rope. Yeah, but they recently, not that recently, maybe 2 years ago, made cordage rope easier,
Ah. That's good.
if I remember right. So it shouldn't
That'd
be
be
as hard
hard
as it
to,
used to be.
Hard to test at the moment.
Yeah, we are getting really close. This is this Oak Road is part of our alliance, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. Let's see what this says. It says go that way, 445 tiles away.
I do notice I have some travel lag based on how my horse is not really following me.
Oh, I see.
Where do you see me? Do you see me in the middle of the road or off to the
You
side?
are on the middle of the road. Yeah.
Okay.
Looking
So I
good.
see myself in the middle of the road. I just see my horse off to the side of the road.
Starting to look like all this place is built up, so we're kind of in the Alliance area, I would assume.
Do you want to take a little
One
trip
would
down to Linton, or are we getting a bit late? I don't.
Yeah, I mean it's been about 45 minutes since we came back. In total, that must mean that we've been streaming for almost 4 hours,
That's true. Yeah.
maybe 3.5 hours.
There's one other topic that I kind of interested in hearing your perspective on. I'm not even sure if you know this, but there has been sort of like an event been going on for I don't even know how long. Enki, who's the lead GM, set up I guess it's kind of like a treasure hunt. It's a game-wide sort of Easter eggy feeling with riddles and clues, and he writes up all these things. I think he's even added Wurmpedia entries that you can read through and try to like decipher the meaning of it all, and he's added history to the game. Like, it's just crazy. This has been going on for a long time.
How hard would it be to get up to speed?
It might take a little bit of reading, and by little bit I mean a lot. But to get the gist of it, I think it shouldn't take too bad to get up onto speed. From what I understand, each server has something that you must find.
And more than one person can find it?
I think so. Not 100% sure. But I think so. So you go to each server, you find the thing, and something happens. I'm not even sure what. It seems so vague, and it's hard
wonderful.
to decipher. But
you go to the server, you find something, and something happens.
What I do know is that the prize is money. At least one of the prizes, there's a money prize of some kind. And I'm not sure if it's to the first person to solve everything, or I have no idea. But it sounds like a really interesting sort of treasure hunt. And I was thinking maybe we should, before our journey, because part of our journey is exploring our old stomping grounds back on Deliverance. Before doing that, maybe we can read up a little bit and see if we can find any clues about the treasure on Deliverance, or whatever it is, the goal that we're trying to find on Deliverance.
Yeah. So if anybody's watching this, either now or on Twitch later, on YouTube later, let us know if you know anything about it.
Yeah. We are in the dark mostly. I have tried reading through some of it. Seems very, very challenging. But I figured, as I said, we're gonna be just running around Deliverance for a while. Randomly.
Yeah.
And we know that server pretty well. I remember it pretty well.
It's been a long time.
Has been a long.
It could look completely different, is what I'm assuming. Who knows if that olive forest is still there?
Yeah. So I know the sign tells us to go up that way, but if you turn down this way, or,
I see it right now.
you can see it right here. This is your.
Look at the house. I haven't
probably
been
haven't
here
seen
in
this.
forever. Look at this place right here. We left our Hoda statues here.
Maybe there's somebody in chat who hasn't seen this yet, and probably there are a few. But this is Brian's insane project. Like truly, truly insane.
But the labyrinth wasn't insane enough?
The labyrinth is insane. That's true. But I think this is close. Maybe not in the magnitude of it, but in the insanity of it. So
it looks like a nice little village.
It looks like a nice little village. It looks like
a
little bridge. Do you see this little bridge here? This little bridge here that leads on to that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if you'd believe me when I tell you that when we're standing here, we are on the 6th story of this building. And that this building
is quite a large building.
It's quite a large building. It's like 8 stories tall. And that if you find the hidden entranceway down,
it's not really hidden.
It's not that hidden. Oh, what happened there?
I got booted out.
Booted out. Okay.
Coming back.
We probably cleared some of that travel lag.
Or maybe not. Looks worse than than before. Anyway, yeah. So this is the 6th level, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. Look at that. I haven't seen the wooden floor look this good in, I don't know. Look at that floor. Just admiring the normal mapping.
Yeah. It's never really looked that good, has it?
I'm going to put these horses back before I forget to do that.
I mean, there it is. Goes pretty far down. Can't quite see. Oh, there's the bottom. It turned out pretty good when we did it.
So I got a message from Mackie, which is one of the people that we saw heading towards the labyrinth.
Did they finish yet? No, I guess not.
So so I get the message. We followed the checkered road and are by a lot of tents, but we cannot find the labyrinth. And that's because you hid it so well.
Tell them that you think that the Williams household. Say that you hear some like a crying coming from the Williams household or something like that.
Right. You know what threw them off?
What?
The arrow sign is pointing in the wrong direction, they say. You're
Say,
so
oh,
cruel.
say that puzzle king. He's a tricky guy. Say that. That puzzle king's a
Okay.
tricky guy.
That puzzle king being you.
You know what? We'll never know who it was. He's just this trickster.
You're not the first. These aren't the first people who I know cause problems. That sign. Like walking down the sign, they see a house, and then they see a sign saying the labyrinth that way, so they turn around and start walking that way.
Then it's done its job.
Yep.
How's our horse situation? I haven't even. We have a
Right.
rare statue of
So
a demon.
we've been doing pretty good on horses. I had Nasili back here doing the breeding thing,
Is it blue?
getting the stock back up, and got lucky on a couple. And now I have a good 3 breeding pairs that are
Yeah,
in
looks
good health.
good.
I think I haven't checked on them since because I
How's
had to
this
bring
foal?
Nasili back. Have you noticed the foals are all monstrously sized? Although, I must say, they are
Horse
kind
died.
of... Yeah, I know.
Copper warrior. You think the foal's too big, or you think they should be that big?
Right, so they grew the foals, if you've noticed. And
might make more sense.
A lot of
actually.
people are saying they are way too big. I think it kind of makes more sense in terms of real life.
They still look like foals.
This name is awesome.
Which one?
Fastwing.
Fast Bane?
Nope. Fastwing.
Fast Wing. Oh, yeah.
And it is a female. Oh, no. Yeah, it's female. And it is good in terms of the traits. 5 speed plus spark. Perfect.
I did not realize how many Hoda statues we have.
Fastwing. If it wasn't female, I would probably take that for myself.
You needed another female for your pair?
Well,
I see you've been decorating a bit.
A little
The new
bit. Just a little
placement
bit.
System.
Just messing around with the placing is really all it was. So the reason why this is good is because females are really... What I'm noticing, something changed because it used to be the males. Was it? Am I remembering incorrectly?
Possibly.
Was it that it was rare to get a male before?
I'm not sure about that.
Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, and it's always been rare to get a female. I've been getting so many males. This is odd. This one only has 5 traits. Anyway, I'll do the horse stuff later. That's a lucky name, Fastwing.
Yeah. Corn oil. But what's actually inside?
Oh, it's my passata. Yeah. I made my very first 80 quality pizza. All my other pizzas.
What's a bear meal?
Oh, that was a test meal I made.
What happens if I eat it?
Nah, don't eat it. It's rotten by now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. All the good meals I put in the small
toast oat
magical chest.
We still have a small magical chest?
Not
Where's
sure.
that?
Show that.
I'm okay.
In a way, you're okay?
Yeah.
This is our very special, very one-of-a-kind small magical chest.
I did not realize we still have that. And we still have this. Nice. Ebonara
Yes.
Kingdom banner.
That's a token that we took back from being in Ebonora, or I took back anyway.
Yeah.
I think I have a flag somewhere too. Okay, so this magical chest is a secret. Don't tell anybody.
Can't remember where you put it.
Just around the
There it
corner
is.
there.
35 damage still, and
So they changed the decay on it, so it no longer takes any more decay.
oh, good. So full house pizza, or am I eating the portion of a full house pizza?
Either or. I split them up like that so that it would fit,
Oh, I see.
because the single full house pizza wouldn't fit into the satchel. It was too big. Or maybe I was
Nice.
just being silly. So I cut it up into portions. That way we can put it into lunch boxes for carry.
Where's my water here?
So here, I'm gonna log off Nasili.
Perfect. Nice. Got 100% calories, carbs, fats, and proteins. Like it should be. I've got mind speed. What's that?
Should we explain that magical chest? We showed it anyway.
Well, let's just ask. Anybody care about this magical chest? I don't even know what's in here. Another portion of pizza? More pizza? There's your wrapped affinity. Weaponsmith affinity pizza?
Oh yes, that one. Don't eat that one.
What's a channeling affinity pizza?
So okay,
meal?
so the wrapped full house one, that one was the last pizza I bought before
see.
deciding to try to make pizza. I bought it for Griffith, who I am working on weaponsmithing. I got his weaponsmithing to 70
Nice.
finally. And so that one will give him a weaponsmithing affinity.
Here's a question. Did you ever find our gnomes?
I know where one gnome is.
We used to have so many, and now they're just somewhere.
Don't know what happened to the other one. I'll be honest. I kind of have a feeling they were left in Autumn Twilight.
Oh.
Uh,
That's a possibility.
At least that's the last place
That's a
I saw them.
possibility.
Because they were hidden some places, right?
Another tragedy of Autumn
Yes.
Twilight.
Yes. We probably lost a bunch of stuff. I definitely took most of the valuable stuff from there before leaving for...
Are you needing all these frying pans anymore? Are they relevant to cooking?
You know
these
what?
days?
They are. I did spend time consolidating what was left because they were all super decayed
Mm-hmm.
and lost. I used to have maybe 1,400, and now they all fit into 4 rafts. They're now down to 400 or less. So I came and did a whole repair session.
They're still
Repaired what
needing
was left.
repaired.
I know, they decay so fast. I probably repaired them less than a month ago. They are way too much trouble than they are worth.
Yeah,
I remember they were
crazy.
way too much. Yeah, they were way too much trouble before too. They would require repairing every week.
Yeah, that's what it
but
looks like.
you can still get a lot of cooking skill by filling pans and doing the old trick.
But that much? You need 1,400?
Well, that's the way to do it, The more the better.
So, what was this whole thing about Smelting pots. I go into the forums and everyone's like talking about smelting pots.
Yes.
What the heck was that? Did you understand? Did we just
I mean,
get secretly nerfed smelting pots?
it. So, I mean, we never really used smelting pots, but from what I understand, and I was told by somebody a long time ago, actually, about this. Um, if you let's if you take an item, okay, the purpose of smelting pots is to take metal items and turn them back into the ore. So let's say you have a hammer, an iron hammer that's 80 quality, and you put it in a
Mhm.
smelting pot, you'll get a portion of the ore that was in the in the hammerhead. You'll get that
Mhm.
back, and it will be like around the same quality as the hammer was. So you'll get like an 80 quality lump back. Like that. Now, what people used to do was they would use this kind of, it's almost like an exploit, but not really because it was intended. Um, a way to
An
skill up their
intended
plate armor
exploit.
smithing. It kind of was intended in the sense that the
So,
smelting, like what is it called, the smelting pot,
yeah.
it was intended to return to you the original ore back and like give it like a little bit extra quality. So it wasn't exactly like, let's say I took an 80 quality steel breastplate
Yeah.
and I put it in the smelting pot, it would come out as 81 or 82 quality steel lump. And you would lose a little bit of the weight from it.
Okay.
So I think the breastplate's like 5 weight or something like that. We're in that vicinity, and then you'd get 4 weight back or something like that. I don't know the exact numbers. But you get 4 weight back, and it would be 81 or 82 quality steel lump. So
Sure.
back before iron plate was a thing, the only way to skill up your plate armor smithing was to make steel and use steel. And the
I
hard
see.
part about steel is to get high quality steel. So what people would do is they would just recycle the steel that they would make. You know, you'd have to get a good amount of high quality steel to begin with to do
Mhm.
your initial imping. So you would imp up, let's say you would imp your set to 80, and then you would smelt it down, and when you smelt it down, you're getting like 82 quality,
Yeah.
you know, that's 82 quality. And then you would use that one to imp the next set up to 82, and then you would smelt that down, you know, to get an 84 quality lump, and then you would use that one, you know, and that's how you would basically do it. Um,
Can you
just
just
recycle
keep
that process over and over again, and just keep getting high quality steel that way.
really?
Um, Now, something happened. They added ruin runes.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? Runes.
Ruins. Yeah.
And th- there's one rune in particular that you put onto a tool that makes it so that the product of that tool is increased by 10 quality or 10%. The quality of the, so for example, you put it onto um, a small anvil. Now, when you
Mhm.
make something with that small anvil, it comes out 10% higher quality. Well, people figured out that if you put this onto a smelting pot, the same thing
Mhm.
would happen to the outcome, like the steel. So now instead of getting
Wow.
like 82 quality from that 80 quality item, you're now getting 90 quality from that 80 quality item because you get a
Wow.
10% boost.
Mhm.
So the devs basically were like, okay, that's a little bit too much. So they did something to scale that back, to like sort of undo that.
Yeah.
So now if you're using a rune smelting pot, you're now going to now get the 82 quality or whatever. I can't remember exactly how it is. But this inadvertently affected people who didn't have ruined smelting pots. So now if you have a regular smelting pot, if you smelt down that 80 quality steel breastplate, you're going to get like a 75 quality lump. So people were like, that sucks. That feels like a nerf. And
that's how they said it, like that. Like, oh,
I mean,
that sucks. Oh, well, yeah,
I
don't
mean, the
know.
title of that thread was something about ninja nerfing smelting pots. And so
Gosh darn it.
like
Smelting pots.
natural Wurmian fashion, it almost seemed like there was on the dev side like a not sure what exactly happened. Like it was. Let me see if I can read it right. I think Retro responded first, and he said, "This wasn't in our list of notes. It shouldn't have gotten out. We'll speak with the devs and work out the plans." Okay, so right away it's like a little bit of confusion, like not sure why. And then Sindusk, which by the way, he's a new dev and has made big waves in the development of this game, by the way. He says, "Hey now, put the pitchforks away. There's no conspiracy here. There was a change done in response to the smelting exploit," which is what I was talking about. The exploit is putting ruins onto the smelting pot. After the recent issue regarding the quality increase on creation, it was done prior to the July 10th hotfix, which is a while ago, which reverted the change. The original idea was to counteract that quality increase with a quality penalty on smelting pots, which would essentially render the quality increase from imbues. Oh, it was from imbues, not ruins. Useless for exploitation at higher qualities. The code was done for it, but there was flaws in execution. It impacts players without imbues and whose smelting pots who are using smelting pots legitimately in a negative way.
And that's what you just what you just explained.
Yeah, pretty much. Fast forward a bit, the problem has been resolved, the change was reverted, and we're done a bunch of work with the recent patch, and that change was left unattended and basically forgotten for the July 26th patch. As of this post, this is actually the first time we realized the mistake. We'll be reviewing the change and updating you when more information is available. And then the thread goes on with pitchforks and torches. Mostly in jest, though, which is funny. But what's interesting is that not a word about this has been said since. And people continually pump the post saying it hasn't been fixed. Smelting pots are still acting the way they have since the announced nerf. And so, yeah, I think the players are in the dark at the moment, wondering what's going to happen. And maybe it's just that the devs need to work out some details about something. Maybe they want the whole thing to be switched, smelting pots to be completely revamped.
So they said that it was fixed, and then it wasn't fixed.
It's not that they said it was fixed. They said that the plans to implement the sort of like the penalty to offset the unintended exploit that was put in.
Oh, okay.
But that penalty is negatively affecting people who don't have imbued smelting pots.
Yeah.
And that they need to go review it and try to figure out how to fix this whole thing. But they haven't done that yet. So currently it's up in the air.
So we shouldn't be using smelting pots right now. That's not that we were, but
well,
if we
depends
were thinking of doing it, this is the PSA. Don't use them until.
Here's what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking that a decision's going to be made and the whole thing is going to be revamped, because there's no other reason why it's taking this long. They're not just going to do a hot fix like a band-aid solution, because obviously the whole mechanic of the whole thing is not it didn't take into account imbues, and now they have to rethink the whole thing. My feeling is that a whole revamp is going to happen to this. So for those of you who like to get that quality increase, I would suggest getting an imbue. Put an imbue on that thing, and crank out the high quality steel while you have the ability to. Because, I mean, who knows? They might change it and they might make it so that everybody gets a little bit of a boost. Still,
Maybe.
but you never know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It reminds me of that time when they undid the making containers inside of containers. And at that time, you never knew. And, if you were lucky enough
Yeah.
to spend the time and do it, you had stuff.
On a better note,
That stuff.
I'm standing next to slate shingles. They look amazing.
Slate shingles. Where are you? I love the way that shingles look. Even the wooden ones.
Look at that.
They look beautiful. All right.
Yeah. Anyway.
We've been streaming for a while now.
Yeah, we came all the way back to our village. We are going to prepare ourselves for the journey. How far is our boat from here? Not even that far, right? Because we're
not
pretty
far.
close.
No.
We're pretty
Just
close
down
to the water. So the next time that we stream, which I'm not entirely sure when that will be, we are going to make our way down to Deliverance, essentially.
Yeah.
We're just going to go all the way to Deliverance. I don't know how long that would take. I guess not that long. How far are we from a border?
So the border, well, depending on the wind, of course. In decent wind, it might take 25 minutes.
That's not that bad.
In crappy wind, you know how that goes.
Yeah. What can you do? I'm assuming we're going to take our Nar.
Yeah, I think. We'll need a wagon. Not a wagon.
We'll have to plan something.
We'll have to
you
bring
want to
something.
take some animals?
Yeah, we'll probably need a couple animals.
Animals and like a cart or something.
A cart, yes.
Yeah, that'll be good. All right. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching the 2 streams that we kind of did today. Whether you watched it live or whether you're watching it later on YouTube or Twitch, thank you so much for watching. It's a little bittersweet that the Labyrinth is kind of done and that whole part of our lives is over. Sort of. The Labyrinth will still be around. Let's just not forget to put the upkeep in there, huh?
Right.
I'm the mayor, aren't I? I guess I'm doing that to myself. Huh? Remember, put the money in there.
One thing I saw on another stream, as I think it was Emu, as he was walking by the token, he dropped a coin in there.
Yeah, he put 1 iron in there.
1 iron. But that made me think, people who are thoughtful and enjoyed it and want that place to survive and last.
Make your way into the Labyrinth. We didn't really plan that well, did we? Go into the middle of the Labyrinth. Find the token.
Everybody has to pass the token, right?
Put a little bit of money in there. There you go.
Keeps the upkeep going a little bit longer. But
right.
Ever since they added remote, you can now put upkeep in remotely. I think we won't have as much of a problem.
Yeah.
Although I had the problem.
We do have 200 days. The Labyrinth will at least last that long. There you go.
There you go.
Hopefully we don't forget to put more money in there. Anyway, see you guys later. We'll see you guys in the next episode where we journey to Delhi. All right. Take care, guys.